Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news, a chase and a crash. A driver leads state troopers on a high-speed chase in a stolen car through Raleigh. Where that driver is now.
Plus, runway tragedy. At least 7 people killed when a UPS plane crashed at Louisville's airport. The next steps in that investigation to find out what went wrong.
And it's chilly this morning. A number of temperatures down in the 30s, so some frost in spots. I'll show you where. And then a cold front over the weekend could bring us the coldest air of the season with our first solid freeze. I'll show you when.
And needed food assistance. This is a live look as volunteers in Durham are getting ready to give food to people who need it. The effort to help as SNAP benefits are up in the air. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. Welcome to your Wednesday. We're here to get your morning started. We thank you for joining us. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Chris Lovingood. We are halfway through the week. That's something to celebrate. Something I argue is to celebrate. The super moon right now. It's a pretty cool event that we're seeing in our skies right now, Elizabeth.
It is, and you can see it here hanging over North Hills. The supermoon appears to be about 8% larger than a regular full moon, and it appears about 16% brighter. So it's neat to see out there for sure. Nice that we have clear skies, but it also means chilly temperatures usually this time of year. 41 is our temperature. Currently our wind is light, but winds could be an issue later on today. It's 39 in Goldsboro as well as Rocky Mount and Wilson, and 36 in Roxboro. So we're not seeing widespread temperatures in the 30s, but some patchy frost is certainly a possibility. This afternoon, winds gusting 25 to 30 mean that we could have high fire danger with the dry air in place. So outdoor burning is discouraged again today, and that will likely be the case through the week until we get to the weekend and see a chance of a shower. Temperatures will be warm this afternoon, all the way up into the mid-70s, so we start chilly and end up mild, and the mountains have a little bit to do with that. I'll show you coming up, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, at 6:01, your window on your morning commute takes us over to Cary this morning. I-40 and Carytown Boulevard. These are the westbound lane coming toward us this morning. Traffic flowing nicely in all directions, and that's what we're seeing in all of our major routes coming into Raleigh, the Wake County area. Delay-free I-87 US 1 coming in from Wake Forest. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. We are staying on top of breaking news this morning. Troopers are searching for a driver they say led them on a chase in a stolen car before crashing. Let's show you where the chase started. It was I-440 and Pool Road. The crash ended at I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. Let's get to Allie Calabar in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Allie, that car went over a guardrail and into the woods.
And we saw police and officers search that wooded area. We saw at least 4 law enforcement agencies surround a 2-mile stretch here on Centennial Parkway and Lake Wheeler Road. They were sifting through this wooded area where that crash happened at the intersection of Lake Wheeler and I-40. This video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker shows how this high-speed chase ended. Troopers said the driver was going 110 miles an hour on 440 near Pool Road. Officers tried to stop him, but he kept going. The driver then took the Lake Wheeler Road exit, hit the median, and catapulted over the guardrail. He ran into the woods, and we saw troopers search throughout that wooded area. I just sorted through a police radio traffic. Listen to this so you can hear officers and deputies searching through the woods.
I got wet footprints up here. We had good, clear, visible footprints from where he went through that creek. There was a white glove, like in the briars that got caught up.
They found a lot of indications of where this person may be, but State Highway Patrol this morning says that they couldn't find the driver. So we're working to find out the identity of the driver. We know this is under investigation. Reporting live in Raleigh, Allie Calabar, WRAL News.
One person is dead after a rollover crash in Johnston County. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was at that scene along Pritchard Road near Riverwood. The crash happened just after 10:30 last night, and State Highway Patrol says the driver ran off the road and hit a tree stump. The car then went airborne, hit a tree, even landed on its roof. Troopers say speeding was a factor in this crash. All right, back to this big story we have been following all night long. This morning, a crash we're following at a Louisville airport. It's expected to reopen after that UPS cargo plane crashed.
At least 7 people were killed. This video shows the moment the plane went crashing down into the runway, and you can see the trail of smoke and flames it left behind. Now, a team of 28 investigators from the NTSB are set to arrive at the airport this morning. City officials say they expect a briefing before noon. Right now, firefighters are working to put out any hot spots and searching grid by grid for any remaining victims. All schools in Jefferson County, Kentucky are closed today. Louisville's mayor says the entire city is grieving for the families of the victims.
Having a tragedy like this in your backyard impacts all of us greatly. I know the feeling that I first got when I saw the plume of smoke, then when I heard what had happened and how my heart dropped. I know that everyone in Louisville had that same exact feeling.
And the poor souls who were killed. The NTSB is investigating what caused the crash. In the meantime, we spoke with Jim Krause, a lawyer who specializes in aviation incidents, and he analyzed that crash video and explained possible factors that could have led to it.
The reports are, and the video indications are, that there was some sort of an engine malfunction. At least one engine, maybe 2 engines.
Louisville's mayor says the Big 4 bridge in Louisville will be lit up yellow in honor of the victims.
And here in the WRAL Live Center, we continue to follow the latest with this crash. And this morning, this is new. Boeing says it has offered to work with the NTSB on its investigation into the crash. The plane involved was a McDonnell Douglas MD-11F. That's a freight transport aircraft. It was manufactured originally by McDonnell Douglas, which is a company that ended up merging with Boeing in 1997. Boeing said in a statement, "Our concern is for the safety and well-being of all of those affected. We stand ready to support our customers and have offered technical assistance to the NTSB."
Right now, teams with the Durham Rescue Mission are preparing for an emergency food giveaway happening today. Let's go ahead and bring in Laura Levine. She's live in Durham. Laura, this giveaway, it's in response to reduced SNAP benefits. We're talking for millions of people.
Chris, good morning. Volunteers here at the Durham Rescue Mission are working hard, dark and early this morning in the cold, as you can see, working to begin packaging some of these non-perishable food items to give to those who need it the most. The Durham Rescue Mission is stepping up to support local families as the government shutdown has suspended SNAP, WIC, and other essential food security programs. The state health department says people who rely on SNAP benefits should see partial payments next week. The USDA announced plans to give people half of their normal balance this month after a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to use emergency funds to make the payments. So here right now, the mission is really calling on community partners and residents to contribute non-perishable food items or monetary donations to help expand relief efforts during this challenging time. This morning, I spoke with the vice president here at the Durham Rescue Mission. Take a listen to what he had to say.
People struggle. There's a lot of people who are working, but they're still struggling to make ends meet because living expenses are so high, and takes their entire paycheck just to pay the mortgage or the rent and utilities. Then they struggle to buy food, and we're glad to be a resource.
Yes, so he says that food insecurity has already really been a big problem in Durham, and now we're seeing some of the impacts from the government shutdown. So this walk-up and drive-through event here, people can grab as many essential items as they need in terms of the non-perishable food items that you see here on this table. This is going to be first come, first serve between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Laura Levine, WRAL News. We're live in Durham.
The town of Garner is also addressing the ongoing food insecurity with a community food drive. They are collecting non-perishable food items through November 26th. You can drop them off at several locations around town. Look for the green recycle bins and food drive signs.
You can find a list of resources and how you can help by scanning that QR code on your screen that you see right here. You can also go to WRAL.com.
The votes are in, and Durham Mayor Leo Williams will serve another term. Williams held off challenger Anjani Bell to keep his seat. He says his top 3 priorities for his next term are reducing crime, tackling a rising homeless problem, and creating an economic development plan. Two members of City Council lost their bids for re-election. Deidreana Freeman and Mark Anthony Middleton will be replaced by Matt Kopak and Shanetta Burris.
You can go to WRAL.com or the WRAL News app for more on the municipal elections. You can also choose your county to see the results there.
Wake County Schools is looking for your teenagers' thoughts about how safe they are on campus. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at Cary High School this morning. And Kelsey, today the school board will finalize a survey for high school students to share their ideas and concerns. We have an issue with the mic there, but we want to let you know that today Wake school leaders will talk about how to crack questions about keeping your students safe. And the survey will address three main topics: how schools can be safer, whether students feel safe right now, and whether they're likely to report a concern. WRAL has been reporting about security improvements in Wake schools for years. Since 2019, the school system launched a panic button for employees, implemented a visitor screening protocol, and made upgrades to their code red system. WRAL education insider Emily Walkenhorst dug into the data, and she found that students statewide reported less crime in school in recent years, including in Wake County.
We've seen over the years, those numbers have really dropped in most cases. A couple of things that have gone up that are really kind of defying the trend is assaults on school personnel and also possession of drugs in schools.
And the district plans to release a survey on December 1st.
Today marks 36 days of the federal government shutdown, and that officially makes it the longest in history. But there is a glimmer of hope that it could end soon. A small group of lawmakers say they have a momentum going on a plan to end the shutdown, and it wouldn't give Democrats the extension of subsidies under the Affordable Care Act they wanted. However, it would give them a standalone vote on this matter. It could be a tough sell for some because there's no guarantee the vote would even pass the Senate. It also comes as Democrats are getting major wins in races all across the nation.
6:11 now, a traffic trouble combo, the state fair and events at Lenovo Center. Hear from the state ag commissioner about what he'd like to change for next year's state fair.
And holiday deal hunting, businesses are competing for your money this season. 5 on Your Side shares the best shopping deals you are not going to want to miss.
And our beautiful supermoon is beginning to set here over Lake Gaston, but we'll see a gorgeous day. Some big ups and downs with our temperatures. I'll show you what to expect. .14, and we're taking a look at what's happening as you're heading out the door this morning. It's going to be a chilly start. This is a look at our gorgeous supermoon. It is about to set, but the kids, if they're headed out to the bus stop here in the next minute or two, might be able to catch it before it slips below the horizon. 41 degrees this morning, right around the triangle. We have had some temperatures a dip into the mid and upper 30s in some other parts of the viewing area, so there could be some patchy frost depending on where you are. We're looking at a windy afternoon, and with the dry conditions, that means that things could be dangerous in terms of fire. You're encouraged not to do any outdoor burning for today. And the winds are likely to be gusty, not just today, but all the way through the end of the work week. Warm today with a high of 74, but we see temperatures dropping behind a weak front today, back into the mid 60s and then into the mid 70s just in time for the weekend. We do have the potential for a cold front to come through over the weekend that really drops our temperatures. It could also bring us some showers on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not going to be a washout, but we'll go over the timeline coming up.
Oh, man, that supermoon is brilliant. Hey, let's take you outside, give you a live look at I-40 and Rock Quarry Road. Traffic is beginning to pick up just a bit, but flowing nicely in all directions on that southern loop of the Beltline. If the northern loop of the Beltline is your part of your morning commute, take a look at this. Nothing but green showing up from the I-87 440 split there in Southeast Raleigh all the way over to Wade Avenue, delay-free at this hour.
Nearly 1 million people attended this year's State Fair, and organizers are already planning for next year. The Chris Brown and Billie Eilish concerts at Lenovo Center, combined with the fair, well, yeah, that caused traffic jams in the area. State Agriculture Commissioner Steve Stroxler said that was the only negative, really.
We couldn't ask for anything any better other than hopefully we'll get to a point that the roads are finished out there sooner or later, and hopefully we won't have any more concerts during the State Fair.
Blue Ridge Road was supposed to have reopened outside the fairground, but the work is months behind schedule. You can find our extensive reporting on this subject, including questions to leaders about those big events happening at the same time. That's on WRAL.com. Oh, and by the way, the Raleigh Market at the State Fairgrounds reopens this Saturday at 9, now that the fair is over.
Wake County is lighting up green to honor veterans. This is for Operation Greenlight. From now until Veterans Day next Tuesday, businesses and homes are encouraged to light one or more lights green. And we have a bright light out there right now with the supermoon. Oh, they took down that shot. Okay, but now we have a gorgeous glow here at the RDU airport right now as the sun's coming up. The moon hasn't quite set yet, has it?
It depends on where you are. So the sky's starting to brighten up now with the sunrise. And so a lot of the cameras, it was just a little bit too bright to be able to see the moon. So we went ahead and switched it over so that we could see the sunrise. Nice and clear for us for last night. So it made it nice to be able to check out that super moon. And we'll see a nice, bright, sunny day for today, too. Here's a look at what we're seeing. We have high pressure that's sliding across North Carolina right now. High pressure systems rotate clockwise. So in this position, the high pressure system is helping to create a flow from the west coming right over the mountains. And this is typically a warm flow for us. So the air hits the mountains and rises and cools. But on the other side of the mountains, it sinks. And anytime we have sinking air in the atmosphere, it tends to compress and warm. And so a wind coming straight out of the west over the mountains tends to be a warm pattern for us. And that's exactly what we'll see today. So even though there are some spots in the 30s this morning, we're going to climb into the mid 70s this afternoon in most places. 69 in Roanoke Rapids, but 76 in Fayetteville, 74 in Durham, and 75 in Roxborough. So it should be a beautiful afternoon. Temperatures a little cooler tomorrow, but over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we'll see highs in the mid 70s again. There will be some rain with that, and we'll walk through that. But first, I want to show you just how much colder it's going to be on the other side of that front. This is what we're expecting in terms of rain. There's a small chance of rain Friday night and into Saturday morning. Most of Saturday stays dry. And again, late Saturday night into early Sunday, there may be some scattered showers as well. And then a big push of cold air, some snow possibly in the mountains, and we'll see much cooler temperatures. So again, here's an outline of when we could see the rain. It's a small chance Friday night into early Saturday, and again, late Saturday into Sunday. As we get closer to the weekend, we'll be fine-tuning that timeline. But look at this. We have a likely chance of our first hard freeze from the Triangle area west by Monday night into Tuesday morning. So big changes coming for us next week. Veterans Day will be especially chilly with a high temperature of only 50 degrees, even with plenty of sunshine. And so we're going to be, of course, watching that big drop in our temperatures, Ken.
Ooh, I'm sure you will. Hey, Elizabeth, thanks. Hey, so far so good for your morning commute as we take a live look at US 1, those northbound lanes at Highway 55. That's the exit right there to Williams Road there in Apex. Of I-40 westbound is part of your morning commute. Up and down the board this morning, that southern loop of the Beltline, you're coming in from Garner, Johnston County, delay-free at this hour. And that's really what we're seeing in all of our major routes coming into the Raleigh, Wake County area. That crash just happened in northern Wake County. I'll check it out and let you know if it will continue to affect your morning commute. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Your time is 6:20. Listeria outbreak, a deadly bacteria tracing back to ready-made food at stores across the country. We're going to talk about who experts are telling us are the most at risk.
And pressing pause, what we're learning about North Carolina FC's plans to take a timeout and when you could see the team back on the field.
Attention soccer fans, North Carolina FC is taking a break after the end of the season. They're applying to a new league that would be on par with the MLS. United Soccer League Division I is slated to start in 2028. One of the big requirements for this new league is a stadium that can sit more than 15,000 people. And so North Carolina FC Chairman Steve Malik says they're looking at stadium options, especially given the success of the Courage. Malik says the decision to go without the men's team for at least 2 seasons, yes, it was difficult, but was made with an eye to the future.
The right choice for the next 20 years is to apply for USL's top division. And we think that, frankly, the Courage have shown that there's a big demand for the highest level. And we think the men can benefit from that, too.
NCFC is in the middle of the playoffs right now. They host Rhode Island on Saturday. Players on the roster will become free agents at the end of the season.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
All right, a popular children's show with a new home, a format, and special guests.
And a new update on Nobody Wants This. Ken Smith's here now with what's trending.
Well, let's start with a show that many of us grew up watching, right? We're talking about Netflix dropping a sneak peek of its upcoming reimagined Sesame Street. The show will now have 2 longer narrative-driven segments. There will also be a new animated series called Tales from 123. The first episodes will include guest appearances from NASCAR champ Bubba Wallace and music superstar Miley Cyrus.
Can I be honest? I mean, watching stuff like this with Jordy, when he's like old enough to be aware of what he's watching, I'm really excited for that. And I know so many kids are happy to have access to Sesame Street in another format.
Yeah, it's very popular in the Smith household.
You can feel good about that screen time because that's education.
100%.
Yes.
Well, speaking of Netflix, check this out. The hit show Nobody Wants This coming back for next year for a 3rd season. Season 2 just came out less than 2 weeks ago, and these two are really big fans.
We get more of Noah and Joanne.
It's a good show.
It's so good. I mean, season 1 was magical, okay? Their chemistry off the charts. Season 2, very solid. We get to find out a little bit more about their relationship. What we want to see is there going to be a happy ending for those two, right? So,
inquiring minds want to know.
Sometime next year, no date
I just
set
think,
yet.
I don't know, it's well written and the chemistry seems good. Love the show. It's great.
Got to add it to my watch list.
You need to watch it. Ken,
good.
thank you. You still have a chance to win close to $1 billion. No one matched all 6 numbers to win the Mega Millions jackpot last night. The jackpot is now up to $843 million, and that makes it the 8th largest jackpot in history. If you win, you could go home with over $390 million if you take the cash option. So the next drawing is Friday night. Get ready for that. You can watch that on WRAL during our 11 p.m. newscast. 6:26, much more news to come. A chase and a crash. A driver leads state troopers on this high-speed chase in a stolen car through Raleigh. Where that driver is now.
And needed food assistance. Volunteers in Durham are preparing to give food to people who need it most. The effort to help as SNAP benefits are up in the air.
And it's calm now, but this afternoon it will become windy with gusts up to 28 to 30 miles per hour. I'll let you know how that will affect our fire danger coming up.